Beloved child, I know every thought that passes through your heart at this exact moment. I'm aware of your struggles, the anxieties that invade your mind, and the doubts that sometimes make you think about following paths far from me. But with all my love, I come to you today to warn you. Something immensely valuable could be lost if you decide to ignore my voice. I am the one who formed you, who knew you even before you came into the world, still in your mother's womb. My presence in your life is not just any detail. It is the foundation upon which all the good things you have experienced were built. The peace you seek in places where it will never be, the strength you so desperately need to overcome the battles you face, all of this is found in me. But I need you to listen to my voice now. I need you to open your heart, because there is an eternal treasure prepared for those who choose to remain by my side. If today you decide to walk without me, you may not immediately realize what you are leaving behind. The world may offer you temporary illusions of satisfaction, but over time, the void that will emerge will be deep. No material good, person, or earthly pleasure will be able to fill that void. By moving away from me, you will not only lose the blessings I have for your life, but also the true essence of what makes you live with purpose and meaning. Child, I am here, waiting for you. Do not let the distractions of this world take away what is most precious that I have to give you. If you feel in your heart the call to return to me, declare right now with faith, God, I accept your healing today. With this simple act, you will be paving the way for the transformation you so long for, and together we will walk to the extraordinary revelation that awaits you at the end of this journey. Trust in me, because what is to come can change your life forever. Today is the day I call you back, with urgency, because time does not wait. Many doors before you are about to close if you do not heed my voice. What I have prepared for you is greater than your eyes can see, and more valuable than any wealth this world can offer. However, without me, those plans cannot come to fruition. Without my direction, you will walk aimlessly, and what is truly important will begin to disintegrate before your eyes. I do not say this to frighten you, but to protect you, because I love you so much that I cannot allow you to be lost because of distraction or indifference. There is a choice before you now, and I need you to understand how crucial it is. You are holding something precious in your hands, something that will be taken from you if you continue to ignore me. I see your tears. I feel your pain. You think you can carry everything alone, but today I ask you to release the weight. Come to me. Do not ignore my call. There is no more time for postponements, for empty promises that tomorrow you will seek me. Tomorrow is uncertain, but I am here now, waiting for you. If you ignore me today, tomorrow may bring consequences that will be difficult to escape. Your life, your dreams, your hopes, everything is intertwined with me. When you leave me aside, disorder begins to enter where there was once peace. Fear begins to take the place of trust. Do not ignore my voice today, child, because what you will lose is much more than you can calculate. Today, my children, I come to you with a profound and loving warning. You know that I have walked alongside each of you, that I have seen your struggles and your desires. But today, more than ever, it is necessary to open your ears and heart. For what you can lose by ignoring me is more than you can imagine. Do not think that this is just another call, because there is something of incalculable value at stake. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Isaiah 55:6. Because time does not wait, and opportunities to be in my presence are not eternal. You are so focused on everyday concerns, on the challenges of the world, that you often forget what truly matters. I am the one who gives life, who fills the heart's void, who offers a peace that the world can never give. But if you push me away, if you put me in the background, you will lose what gives meaning to everything. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Matthew 16:26. The value of your soul is what is at risk, and ignoring my voice today can cost much more than you think. There are doors I am about to open for each of you, but I need you to be ready, attentive, and sensitive to my call. If you ignore me, those doors may close, and the opportunity to live what I have prepared will be lost. Each of you was called for something great. Each has a purpose that I planted in your hearts from the beginning of time. But to reach that purpose, it is necessary to walk with me, to hear my voice, and follow my direction. I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. And without me, there is no way to find the true meaning of your journey. I see the fear that often tries to dominate your hearts. I see the doubts that distance you from me, the distractions the world places before your eyes so that you stop hearing my voice. But today, my children, is the day to decide. Do not be deceived, because the choices you make now will have eternal consequences. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. I am the one who cares for you, who protects and guides you, but you need to walk in my direction. Do not let time pass without making this choice. You have felt the weight of the struggles. You have wondered when the answers will come, but I say that I am by your side, ready to act, ready to bring the solution. But for that, it is necessary that you seek me. If you choose to ignore me, if you let this moment pass, what is at stake is more than your daily battles. It is the destiny of your soul. Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things, which you do not know. Jeremiah 33:3. Everything you need is in me, but you need to call out. You need to open your hearts so that I can act. My children, this is not the time to hesitate. You do not know what the future holds, but I know every step you will still take. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Revelation 22:13. I have already been at the end. I have already seen everything that will come. If you ignore my call, you will be giving up the security that only I can offer. I cannot force you to follow me, but I warn you with all urgency. Something valuable will be lost if you do not listen to my voice today. I love you deeply and have plans of peace for each of you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. But these plans only come to fruition when you walk by my side. Moving away from me is like walking on a path without light, where the way becomes uncertain and dangerous. You may not realize it now, but there is a spiritual battle happening around you. The enemies of the soul want to distance you from me, want you to get lost in the distractions of the world, so that you do not find the eternal purpose I have reserved for each of you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. 1 Peter 5:8. Do not let this distraction deceive you. What I offer is life, and life in abundance. But you need to be attentive to my voice. Today is the day to return to me, to put me first again. I wait for you with open arms, ready to restore everything that has been lost, ready to give you the strength you need to overcome the battles. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. I am the rest you seek. But if you ignore me today, that peace may slip through your hands. Do not let time pass without making this choice. You may lose something you will never have back. I am the God who loves you, who protects you, who knows you better than anyone else. But I need you to do your part. I need you to choose to listen to me, to choose to walk with me. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me. Revelation 3:20. Today I am knocking at the door of your hearts. Do not leave me outside, because what is at stake is the most precious treasure you can have, eternal life and the purpose I have for your lives here on earth. Children, my arms are open, but the decision is yours. Do not lose what is most valuable because of the fleeting distractions of this world. Always remember that I am your God, who loves you with an eternal love, but the time to choose is now. Every minute that passes is an opportunity that goes away. I am patient and full of grace, but today is the day you need to hear me, because tomorrow may be too late. You are not alone. You never have been. But if you decide to ignore me, you will be giving up everything I have prepared with so much care for you. I do not want you to lose what is rightfully yours. I do not want you to live an empty and purposeless life. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full. John 10:10. The abundance I promise is not just material. It is an abundance of peace, of joy, of purpose. But you need to choose. You need to decide, because the decision you make today will have an impact for all eternity. Beloved children, what I am offering is much greater than you can imagine, and what you will lose if you ignore me is irreparable. Today I am giving you a chance once again, because I love you and want the best for you. Children, listen to the cry of my heart at this moment. I have called you by name. I have chosen each of you to walk in my presence. However, today, there is a choice before you, a choice that will determine what will be lost or gained. Do not think that the opportunities to be by my side are infinite, because there is a time for everything. Remember what is written. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near. Isaiah 55:6. This is the moment when I am near, but if you ignore me, something precious will be lost, something that may not be recovered later. You have felt the weight of your worries, of your battles, and I see every tear shed, every sigh of fatigue. However, what is to come may be even more challenging if you decide to go on without me. Many have placed their trust in the things of this world, have sought solutions in places that will not bring the answers they need. But I tell you, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. The wisdom you need is in me. The right direction is in my hands. And without me, the paths that seem right may lead to destruction. You are my beloved children, and I will never leave you alone. However, I cannot force you to seek me. My love is free. My call is gentle, but the price of ignoring me is high. Many times you are so busy with the concerns of the day-to-day, with the noise of the world, that you forget that I am the one who sustains everything. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Psalm 91:1. That rest is available to you, but you need to seek me. You need to take refuge under my wings. If today you decide not to listen to my voice, the days ahead will be marked by a loss greater than any material good. What is at stake is the peace that only I can give. It is the future I have prepared with so much care for each one. If you allow the noise of the world to drown out my call, you will lose the chance to live fully what I have for you. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me you can do nothing. John 15:5. Without me, everything you build will be like sand that crumbles at the touch of the storm. With each step you take without me, you are moving away from something much more valuable than you can understand now. I have called you to be light, to shine in the midst of darkness. But if you are not connected with me, that light will fade. You will lose the essence of what you were created for. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Do not let that light fade due to negligence, due to indifference. If you ignore my call today, something much greater than your eyes can see will be taken from your hands. I have known you since your mother's womb. I know the plans I have for each one, plans of peace and not of evil. But those plans will only be fulfilled if you allow me to be the center of your lives. Do not be among those who hear my voice, but choose to walk in another direction. You may not realize it immediately, but distancing yourself from me will bring deep consequences. For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few. Matthew 7:14. I am the way, and without me, the distractions of the world may seem attractive, but they lead to the loss of purpose and true joy. Children, listen to my warning with an open heart. What is at stake is your eternal destiny, not just temporary peace, but a peace that transcends any understanding. You have been running after so many things, trying to solve your lives on your own, but you do not realize that you are moving away from me. If you ignore me today, you will be giving up the security I can offer. You will be giving up something precious, which will not be easily recovered. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Matthew 6:33. If you put me first, everything else will align in your lives. But if you leave me for later, you will lose what truly matters. There is a battle being fought in the spiritual world for your soul, and I am the one who fights alongside each one. But I need you to be by my side too. If you ignore me, if you choose the path of distraction, you will be opening gaps for the enemy to distance you even more from me. Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. James 4:7. Resistance to evil begins with submission to me. If you choose to ignore me, you will be weakening your defenses, allowing doubt and fear to take control. I am not far away. I never have been. I am here, right beside each one of you, waiting for you to open your hearts to receive me. The time is now, not later, because you do not know what tomorrow holds. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:15. This is the moment to respond to my call, because there is a treasure prepared for those who seek me, but there is also an irreparable loss for those who choose to ignore me. If you hear me today, you will find strength for the battles you are facing. You will find peace in the midst of the storm. But if you leave me aside, you will be walking alone in a world full of uncertainties. I have not called you to live like this. You were made to be victors, to walk in victory, but that is only possible with me by your side. Do not let time pass without making this decision, because what is at stake is much more valuable than you can imagine. Always remember that my grace is available now, but there is a point where opportunities can be lost. I am calling, I am speaking to you, and I hope you open your hearts to hear me. Do not lose what I have prepared with so much care. Do not let escape what belongs to you by right as beloved children. What will be lost if you ignore me today cannot be easily recovered. Children, listen to what I have to say today with all attention, because there is a moment when choices define the course of your lives in a way you cannot imagine now. What is to come can transform everything around you, but only if you keep your hearts turned toward me. I know you completely. I see your doubts, your fears, and all your worries. I know how the world has tried to divert you, how it tries to numb your souls so that you stop hearing my voice. But today, with deep love, I warn you, if you continue to ignore me, you will lose something invaluable. There is a void in your hearts that only I can fill. You try to find satisfaction in so many other things, but nothing will bring true peace. Only I can supply what your souls long for. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. That relief is before you now, but ignoring it will mean continuing to carry burdens that were not meant to be borne. You will lose the rest you so seek if you leave me for later. I created you with a purpose, a destiny full of promises, but those promises require you to walk with me. If you choose to tread the path away from me, you will be giving up blessings that have already been prepared. The thoughts I have towards you are of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. That future is reserved, but if you ignore me, it will drift further away. You may not realize it now, but the time to decide is crucial. The opportunities you lose today may not return. Children, listen to my voice with urgency. I did not create you to live lost, nor to wander without direction. I have greater plans for each of you, but those plans can only be realized if you are by my side. You were made to shine, but the light I placed in you will go out if you continue to follow without me. Do not let the pressures of this world extinguish the brightness I have reserved for your lives. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. You were called to be that light, to reflect my glory. But if you ignore me, that light will be dimmed. With each passing day, the spiritual battle around you intensifies. The enemy knows how precious you are to me, and will do everything possible to distance you from my presence. He will use distractions, doubts, and worries to try to silence my voice in your hearts. But today I say, do not let that happen. If you hear his voice today, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:15. The call is now, the moment is this, because tomorrow is uncertain. Every second you ignore me is a step towards losing something that only I can give. I know you face challenges. I know there are times when circumstances seem greater than the faith you have. But I am the God who makes the impossible happen. I am the one who turns the desert into a spring. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Isaiah 43:19. I am ready to act in your lives in ways you cannot imagine. But that will only happen if you seek me. If you ignore me, you will miss the chance to see that new path, that river in the midst of aridity. I have loved you with an everlasting love, a love that does not run out. But what is at stake is not just my love, which will always be available. What is at risk is your very life, the essence of the purpose for which you were created. You have been called to a mission. You have been set apart to make a difference. But without me, that mission will never be fulfilled. Without me, you can do nothing. John 15:5. Do not let pride or self-sufficiency lead you to lose what is most important. If today you choose to ignore me, something that cannot be measured in human value will be taken from your hands. You may continue living your lives, but the fullness, the true joy, and the peace I promised will be out of reach. Many have treated me as an option, but I am the foundation of everything that matters. The life you desire, the future you dream of, can only be built on me. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24. If you ignore me, you will be building your lives on sand. And when the storm comes, there will be nothing to hold you up. I am here before you, waiting for you to choose me. Do not delay, because time is valuable. Do not think there will always be a tomorrow to change your mind, because tomorrow belongs to me, and you do not know what it will bring. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Psalm 90:12. The wisdom I want you to gain is the one that puts my will first, that understands that ignoring my voice brings consequences that go beyond this world. What you can lose today is more than material goods, more than any earthly success. What is at risk is your very soul, the purpose I placed in your hearts even before you were born. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Matthew 16:26. Do not let the desire for temporary things, for quick solutions, distance you from what is eternal. What I offer is forever, but it needs to be chosen now. The choice to follow me, to hear my voice, will bring fruits that you will reap for all eternity. You cannot imagine what I have reserved, but I say clearly, what you will lose if you ignore me is something that human hands cannot recover. A life with purpose, the peace that surpasses all understanding, the unwavering love I have for you. All of this is offered now, but will only be experienced by those who choose me. Do not leave it for later, because every moment without me is a missed opportunity to live the fullness I promised. I am with you. I am by your side, but I need you to open the door. I need you to allow me to act in your lives, because if you continue to ignore me, you will be distancing yourself from everything that is truly valuable. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me. Revelation 3:20. The invitation is made, the choice is before you, and the time to decide is now. Children, pay attention to what I say today, because this is the moment to make a decision that will determine the course of your lives. You have sought answers in many places, tried to resolve your anxieties with your own strength, but you are moving away from the path I prepared for you. Do not be deceived. What I am offering is much greater than anything the world can offer, but if you continue to ignore me, you will lose not only opportunities but something precious that can never be replaced. I know every detail of your lives. I know the thoughts you have even before you express them. I know the pains you carry, the challenges you face, and the insecurity that sometimes makes you hesitate. But I say today that if you do not turn your hearts to me, you will be giving up something whose value you cannot even imagine. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Isaiah 55:8. What I have planned is greater than what you can see, but you need to trust and surrender to my call. You may be wondering why you should listen to me now. Why the urgency? The answer is simple. Time is passing, and the choices you make today will shape tomorrow. Ignoring my voice does not affect only the present, but plants seeds that will bring consequences in the future. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6:7. What you sow today by ignoring me will be reaped in the form of loss, of distancing from my blessings. I do not want you to live that reality. I want you to experience the fullness of a life with me, where there is peace, where fear does not reign, where purpose is clear. There is so much waiting for you, so many doors I can open, so many battles I can win by your side. But if you continue to walk without me, those doors may close, and those battles will be much harder to face. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Psalm 27:1. There is no need to fear when you are with me, but if you ignore me, you will be choosing to face the storms without my protection. I know that the distractions of this world are many. I know that the voices around you shout for you to place your trust in transient things. But I call you to a deeper trust, a trust that transcends circumstances. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. Jeremiah 17:7. True happiness, unshakable security, can only be found when you trust in me. The world may offer momentary pleasures, but what I am offering is eternal. If you choose to ignore me, you will be giving up what is enduring for something that will quickly fade. You were created for something great, something beyond what you can comprehend now. Each of you has a unique purpose, a call that can only be fulfilled if you are with me. But if you push me out of your lives, you will be discarding the potential I placed in each one. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Ephesians 2:10. You were created with a divine purpose, and that purpose is directly linked to my presence in your lives. Without me, those plans remain unfinished, and what would be a full and meaningful life becomes an empty quest for something you will never find alone. I am calling, I am speaking to you now, because I love you, and I do not want you to lose what is already reserved. I do not want you to walk without direction, without aim. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. John 10:11. I am the one who cares for each of you, who guides you safely where you should go. But if you ignore me, you will be walking on uncertain grounds, where the dangers are greater and the chances of getting lost are many. There is much more waiting for you. The future I have for your lives is full of promises, of achievements, of true peace. But if you choose to ignore me today, that future may become just a shadow of what it could have been. You may even achieve some successes on your own, but you will never reach fullness without me. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6:33. Everything you need will be given, but the search begins with me. If you ignore me, you will be putting at risk the blessings that are already ready to be poured out. I know that many of you have doubts. I see the uncertainties that try to distance you from me. But I say that now is the time to trust. You do not need to understand everything at this moment, but you need to take the step of faith. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. If you wait until everything makes sense, until all circumstances are perfect, you will lose the precious time you have now. Tomorrow is uncertain, but I am unchanging. I am here today, offering what no one else can offer: abundant life, peace that exceeds understanding, a future that is secure in my hands. I see your hearts. I know your internal struggles. I know that many times you feel pressured, confused, and try to find quick solutions. But I am the solution you seek. I am the one who can bring order to chaos. I am the light that dispels all darkness. I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. There is no other way that will bring what you truly need. What the world offers are shortcuts that lead nowhere. But the path I offer is safe, even if it sometimes seems difficult. If you choose to ignore me, you will be walking alone on a path that may seem promising at first, but in the end, brings pain and loss. Children, my love for you is unshakable, and therefore I continue to call you, to alert you with care and urgency. Do not let pride or indifference distance you from me. What you will lose if you ignore me today is something you cannot recover with your own efforts. The time is now. The decision is before you, and what is at stake is more valuable than anything this world can offer. Children, I have observed your lives, your internal struggles, and the paths you have chosen to follow. I am the loving Father who desires to guide each of your steps, but many of you have strayed, have ignored my call, and have allowed distractions to distance you from what truly matters. Do not let the world take away from you what is precious, what only I can give you. You know that everything you truly desire, all the peace you long for, all the hope you seek, is in me. I am the God who knows the depths of your hearts, who sees beyond the surface. For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him. 2 Chronicles 16:9. My children, I want to strengthen the heart of each one, but you need to be with me. You need to allow me to be the center of your lives. If you continue to walk without listening to me, what you will lose will be much more than a passing blessing. The life I have for you is abundant and full of purpose, but it only materializes in my presence. You were made for something greater than routine and the fleeting desires of this world. I am the one who formed you and called you by name. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:5. Each of you was called for something great, but if you ignore me, you will be leaving aside the call I placed in your hearts. I know that sometimes the challenges seem insurmountable. I know that fear tries to dominate you, and that the voices around you insist that you can go on alone. But I tell you, today, that alone you may even go far, but you will never reach the destination I prepared. You may even achieve many things, but without my presence, those achievements will not bring true joy. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Matthew 16:26. What is at stake is your soul. It is the eternal destiny I prepared, and if you ignore me, you will be moving away from what truly matters. I love you deeply, with a love that never fails. But there are choices you need to make. There are decisions that only you can take. I cannot force you to follow me. I cannot make you listen to my voice. But I can warn you, as I do now, that there is something very valuable to lose if you continue distant. The world offers many alternatives, many promises of happiness, but nothing, absolutely nothing, compares to what I have prepared for those who seek me with all their heart. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Matthew 5:6. Your hunger will only be satisfied in me, and your soul's thirst will only find refreshment in my presence. Children, I know there are moments of doubt, moments when it seems I am distant. But I have never abandoned you. Even when you strayed, I was beside each one, waiting for you to return to me. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him. Lamentations 3:25. My heart is good. My desire is for you to live fully. But for that, you need to trust in me. You need to make the choice to put me first. You may not realize it now, but every decision you make has consequences. The distance from me may not seem like a big deal at first, but it generates a void that, over time, becomes unbearable. Those who walk far from me end up losing direction. losing the sense of life, and that is the price I do not want you to pay. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death. Proverbs 14:12. I do not want you to follow paths that will lead to destruction. I want to guide you safely. I want you to trust in me, because I am the one who knows what is best for you. I am the unshakable rock, the refuge you need in times of storm. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. 2 Samuel 22:2. If you ignore me, you will be building your lives on sand, where any wind can knock down what you have taken so long to build. But if you put me at the center, if you listen to my voice and follow me, you will be building on a foundation that will never be shaken, regardless of the storms that may arise. There is much more waiting for you than you can see now. You are not alone in this journey. I have called you, I have loved you, and I have prepared the perfect path for each one. But the decision to follow me is yours. If you choose to ignore my call, you will be losing more than You will be moving away from the eternal purpose, from the peace that surpasses all understanding, and from the love that never fails. But as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has, no human mind has conceived, these are the things God has prepared for those who love him. 1 Corinthians 2:9. If you continue to ignore my voice, what you will lose will be irreversible. The opportunity to live what I planned for you will not always be available. The time to choose is now, because tomorrow does not belong to you. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Psalm 90:12. Children, the wisdom I want to give you begins with the choice to listen to me, to walk with me, and to trust in my plans, which are perfect. I call you today to a life of fullness, to a deep and true relationship with me. But if you continue to ignore my call, you will be moving away from everything I have prepared with so much love. I am the one who can give meaning to your lives, the one who can bring light to darkness. For I am the Lord, your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Isaiah 41:13. I extend my hand now, waiting for you to take it, waiting for you to trust and surrender with all your heart. My voice is whispering in your hearts, calling you back to the path that will give you life and purpose. Time is passing, and every choice you make has a weight that can define the course of your lives. Today, I say clearly, something valuable is at stake, and if you continue to ignore me, what you will lose will be much greater than you imagine. I have walked beside you from the beginning, observing every step, hearing every sigh. I know of the internal battles, of the struggles you face in silence, and I see how the world tries to divert your gaze away from me. But today, I need you to understand that without me, you are only surviving, not living fully. For in him we live and move and have our being. Acts 17:28. Everything you have, everything you are, depends on my presence, and if you choose to ignore me, you will be missing out on the true fullness for which you were created. You have sought answers, tried to find solutions to the challenges that surround you, but forget that I am the source of all wisdom. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2:6. Without me, all attempts to find peace and clarity will be in vain. I am here to guide you, to offer the direction you so desperately seek, but you need to open your hearts and allow me to act. Ignoring my voice today is closing the doors to the wisdom that can transform your lives. I know that many times you feel you can resolve things on your own, that the path ahead seems clear without the need to consult me. But that self-confidence can lead to ruin. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. The confidence I place in you is great, but without my presence, without my guidance, you will be building on unstable ground. And when the storms come, everything you have erected may collapse. I'm the one who desires to give you a life founded on eternal promises a life where blessings flow and peace reigns. But that is only possible if you choose to follow me, if you allow my words to be a lamp for your feet. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119:105. Without my light, you will be walking in darkness, and in that darkness, you may lose what is most valuable. Children, do not think my words are just any warning. This is the moment of a decision that will affect not only the present, but the future that lies ahead of you. Every choice you make has an eternal impact, for God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. Ecclesiastes 12:14. What you sow today, you will reap tomorrow. If you choose to ignore me, you will be sowing distance, darkness, and loss. I see what the enemy has attempted to do in your lives. He knows how precious you are to me, and therefore, he uses every artifice to distract, to distance, to lead your hearts to places where you will not find rest. But I am the Good Shepherd, the one who cares for your souls, the one who protects you from danger, if you choose to follow me. I am the Good Shepherd. I know my sheep and my sheep know me. John 10:14. If you continue to ignore me, you will be moving away from the shepherding, and the consequence will be the loss of the protection that only I can offer. There is a great calling in your lives, a divine purpose that has been established since the beginning of time. Each of you was created for a greater plan, but if you choose to ignore me, you will be giving up that purpose. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Ephesians 2:10. You were designed to fulfill those good works, to be a light in this world, but if you leave me aside, that mission will remain incomplete, and the world will lose the brightness that only you can offer. I do not wish for you to lose what is most precious. My desire is for you to live in communion with me, to experience the complete joy that only my presence can provide. I have told you this, so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. John 15:11. But without me, that joy will be fleeting, based on things that do not sustain the soul. You need me, just as the earth needs rain to flourish. Without my presence, your lives will dry up, and what you will lose will be irreversible. Children, hear my voice today. Do not harden your hearts. There is great danger in ignoring my call, in walking without my presence. What I offer you is life, and life in abundance. But that life can only be lived by my side. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full. John 10:10. I am the source of that abundant life, and without me, you will be exposed to the enemy's attacks, who seeks to steal from you what is eternal. I have been with you in every moment, in the days of joy and in the nights of sorrow. I have never abandoned you, even when you ignored me, even when you chose to follow your own paths. But today, I am knocking at the door of your hearts, asking you to open for me. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me. Revelation 3:20. This is your opportunity. Do not ignore me anymore. Do not leave for later what can be done today. If you continue to ignore me, what you will lose will be more than passing blessings. What is at stake is your very soul, the eternal future I planned with so much love. You are my children, and I love you deeply, but you need to make your choice now. What you will lose if you leave me aside today is something that can never be replaced by anything in this world. I'm here, extending my hand, waiting for you to take it. Children, every moment you choose not to hear my voice is a moment you move away from the promises I have prepared for your lives. You do not understand how precious time is, how much each second you remain far from me can cost you. The life I offer is not just for the distant future, but for the here and now. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews 3:15. This is the moment to turn to me, for tomorrow may not bring the same opportunities. I know that many of you carry heavy burdens, that the concerns and struggles of daily life have consumed you. But I say that those burdens can be lifted, that those concerns can be handed over to me. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. However, to experience that lightness, you need to open up. You need to set aside pride, resistance, and allow me to act. Without that, you will continue to carry weights that were not meant to be borne alone. You worry about the future, about what will become of your lives, about the uncertainties that arise each day. But children, I am the one who holds the universe, who holds tomorrow in his hands. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Philippians 4:6. If you continue to ignore my voice, anxiety will grow, fear will multiply, and the peace you so long for will continue to escape. I am the only one who can bring true tranquility to your hearts. There is a path before you, a path I have prepared with love, full of opportunities and blessings. But to tread it, you need to be connected to me. You need to be attentive to what I say. I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. If you choose to follow other routes, thinking you will find something better, you will end up lost in mazes of uncertainty. The world offers shortcuts, but those shortcuts never lead to the right destination. Only I can guide you to the abundant life you so desire. If you ignore my call today, you will be giving up promises that are already ready to be fulfilled in your lives. What I have for you is not small, it is not fleeting, it is eternal. You were made to walk in communion with me, to experience a full and meaningful life. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full, John 10:10. But that abundance will not be found outside of me. Without me, life will be full of empty attempts to fill the void that only my presence can fill. I know you deeply. I know all your thoughts and feelings. I know the battles you fight in secret, the tears you shed when no one is watching. I am present in every moment, and I do not want you to carry those pains alone. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. But to experience that comfort, you need to turn to me. You need to allow me to enter the deepest areas of your lives. Ignoring my voice is denying the healing you so desire. Children, the world around you is full of distractions, full of voices that try to distance you from me. But I ask you not to be deceived, not to allow those distractions to steal what is most precious. What I offer is eternal communion, a deep relationship that no one else can offer. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. 1 John 2:15. You were made for something greater, for a relationship that transcends what the world can provide. If you choose to ignore me, you will lose the privilege of living that intimacy with me. What I have for you is good, it is perfect, but it needs to be accepted. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. James 1:17. I am unchanging, faithful in all my promises. But you need to trust in me. You need to surrender to me without reservations. I cannot act where I am not invited. I cannot transform where I am rejected. If you continue to ignore me, you will be rejecting the gifts I have already prepared with so much care. I know there are fears. I know there are doubts. But I ask you to trust, to lay those fears at my feet. In peace, I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Psalm 4:8. I am the safety you seek, the peace you so desire. But without me, that rest will be impossible to achieve. You will continue fighting against the wind without finding the rest your souls long for. Children, there is much more for you than you can see now. There are promises. There is a future full of hope. But for that, you need to choose to follow me. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Those plans are perfect, but they cannot be realized if you continue to ignore me. What you will lose will be more than earthly blessings. It will be the very purpose for which you were created. I know you better than you know yourselves. I know what you truly need, even when you cannot express it in words. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. Psalm 139:4. If you trust in me, if you hand over your plans, your fears, and your uncertainties, you will see how I can transform your realities. However, if you choose to go on without me, you will be giving up miracles that are already ready to happen. There are blessings prepared. There are answers that await only your surrender. But they cannot arrive if you continue to close your ears to my call. I see the despair that tries to lodge in your hearts. I know many have questioned the meaning of their struggles, have wondered where the solution to the challenges they face is. But I am the solution you seek. I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me? Jeremiah 32:27. There is nothing I cannot do, but you need to trust. You need to surrender to my will, which is good, perfect, and pleasing. What you will lose if you ignore me is not just a momentary blessing, but the unfolding of an eternal plan, of something much greater than your eyes can see now. I know the voices of the world try to convince you that you can find happiness and fulfillment in so many other things. But those voices are trying to distance you from me, trying to fill the void that only my presence can truly complete. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. John 14:27. What the world offers is a temporary peace, fragile, that does not withstand the storms of life. I offer a peace that transcends understanding, that remains firm even in the midst of tribulations. But if you continue to ignore me, that peace will be out of reach, and what will remain will be a constant search for something that will never satisfy your souls. There is a war being fought for your hearts. The enemy tries, at every moment, to divert you from the path of life. He knows how precious you are to me, and therefore he tries to envelop you in his lies, tries to convince you that you can go on without my presence. But I am your shield, the one who protects you from all evil, if you let me be the center of your lives. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him. Psalm 28:7. If you continue to ignore my protection, you will be vulnerable to the spiritual attacks the enemy prepares. I want to be your refuge, but you need to allow me to enter and take the place that belongs to me in your hearts. The love I have for you is infinite. It is a love that never tires of calling, never stops waiting. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31:3. But this love requires a response, requires you to choose to follow me, to allow me to guide your lives. If you ignore me, you will be choosing the harder path. You will be rejecting the love that is capable of healing all wounds, of filling all voids. What you will lose will be more than you can measure, because it will be a life of purpose and communion with me that will be distant. Do not think that you will always have time to return. Do not think that tomorrow will be guaranteed. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Proverbs 27:1. The moment to choose is now. The time to seek me is today. If you leave me aside, you will be moving away from the true source of life, from what gives meaning to everything you do. I want to give you more than you can ask or imagine, but I need you to do your part, to seek me with all your heart. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Jeremiah 29:13. Children, I am the one who sustains you, the one who never fails. You can trust in me. What I have to offer is incomparable. It is eternal. But if you continue to ignore me, you will be losing the greatest gift you could receive: my constant presence, my peace, my direction for your lives. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. I am waiting for you. I am ready to act, but I need you to come, to choose me. After having heard this message from our God, subscribe to the channel so that this word reaches even more needy hearts. Leave a like and share with someone you know who needs to hear this message of love, and hope. And if you believe that God is working in your family, write in the comments any phrase from the Bible or verse that inspires you. Your interaction can be the beginning of a spiritual change for many lives. And do not stop here. Above, you will find 2 more messages that can bring peace, harmony, and powerful direction to your life. Keep listening because God has much more to say to you. May He bless you abundantly.